Welcome to the Wandering Story Show, a place where your mind will be tested, where the sounds are vivid, and in the darkness, the shadows whisper. Every week, your ears will be filled with narrated short stories. What kind of stories, you ask? Well, they could be spooky, filled with fantasy, science fiction, suspense, or just plain weird and wrong. You be the judge. If you like having your imagination taken for a wild and strange ride, you're in the right place. My name is Elaine, and I'll be your guide for these wandering stories. Your opinion matters, so after listening, let us know your thoughts by giving us a review or DM us on Instagram at Wandering Stories Show. Follow us there also, so you don't miss an episode. This week, I bring to you a story with a sinister twist. When you're driving alone at night, far away from home, it's best to keep your phone fully charged so you know exactly where you are. Episode 4 begins on a brisk winter day in the parking lot of a conference center. The last meeting let out a little early. Morning snow has collected on car roofs and windows. Our main character is bundled up and headed home. Only my parents were worried that I'd be driving alone, rightfully so, since I had predictably run out of gas. It was my first time going through the mountains of Virginia, which was a shame because by the time I had left the work convention to return home, the sun was already setting. I flipped on the headlights of the rental car, set the cruise control to 75, kicked off my heels, and checked my gas tank. Full. Good. It was time to relax and let my mind wander about anything that would help me stay awake until I made it back to Kentucky. As the mountains became silhouettes, I noticed that the highway had little traffic and few gas stations that became more spaced apart as the valley sides grew steeper. I would pass a semi-truck here and there. They had to go slower because of the steep grade and the curves. Up and down, rounding the bends, I was otherwise alone until another car appeared in my rearview mirror. It came in closer, started to pass me in the other lane. I looked over when it was even with my door, only to see darkly tinted windows. Then the sedan slowed down and got behind me. Gas, quarter of a tank. Okay, I should call my parents to let them know where I am. Except, where am I? No road signs, no city markers. The car stayed close to my bumper. It flashed its brights, and I adjusted my mirror as a headache set in. The car pulsed behind me, getting closer and then backing off, then getting closer again as my gas meter continued to drop toward and then past the E. I grabbed my phone. No signal. I was alone. The sputtering was an unexpected jolt to my already worked up nerves. It was a downhill slope, and so I coasted along the emergency lane, the sedan still following until I came to a stop. Thank God, there was finally an open gas station and within sprinting distance. My heartbeat was so strong. Surely it echoed through the mountains as I crammed my feet back into my heels and got out of the car. I looked back at the sedan. The driver pulled up behind me as I started walking toward the heavenly 7-Eleven. I looked back again, though I didn't need to. Of course, it was still there, crunching the gravel and glass. I began to run, and it continued to trail me. How many people were in it? Were they going to run me over? Kidnap me? Throw me over the edge of the railing? I had to get to the gas station for help. Only overbearing semi-trucks were in the lot, and I felt genuinely aware of my gender in such a male-dominated, secluded area. Running past the empty pumps, I grabbed the door and ran inside as the car pulled into a parking spot. Out of breath, I slammed my hands onto the counter. "Help me," I said to the cashier. He slowly blinked, spit his tobacco into a can, and said,
"Can I help you?"
"Somebody's after me," I said. "He's been following me for miles."
Is that who was following you?
The cashier, whose name tag said Junior, nodded toward the doors that opened. An older lady stood there, staring at us, smiling. "Dear," she said as she shuffled over to me, "I've been trying to get your attention. Your brake light is out, and they'll give you a ticket for that." My eyes narrowed in confusion as I tried to make sense of it.
Oh.
In nervous relief, I laughed and ran my fingers through my hair. "I guess I should thank you," I said. "Never mind. It's not good to be traveling by yourself through these mountains at night. Is it, Junior?" Junior nodded.
Did you run out of gas?
He asked.
They always run out of gas.
"You just come with me," she said, taking my elbow. I gratefully followed her out to the car. But when I got in the front seat, a hand reached out from the back and closed over my mouth. Then everything went black. Thank you for listening to the Wandering Story Show. This short, scary story was written by Cherie Dawn Haas, author of Girl on Fire and Personified. You can find more of her work and writings at LifeSoup.blog. Give us a follow on Instagram at Wandering Story Show, and you can DM us there as well, especially if you have a short story you'd like narrated. Another episode is around the corner. My name is Elaine, and until next time, let your imagination continue to wander.